It's War Week Friday. Today we dive deeper into the question, can you shoot bullets in space? We look at the Starlink outages, 1 million Indians to Russia, Cambodia and Thailand, Chinese drones in Ukraine, Ramzan Kadyrov almost drowns in Turkey, drones killing Russians, and more. Okay, let's go.
Conflict, politics, military-industrial complex, technology, war. The Flash Traffic Podcast.
We were talking about shooting guns in space. Let's start with that.
So can
Remember,
I want to paint
yes.
a picture though. So for the listeners, Tony, for many years,
Oh my
has
God.
portrayed himself
Here
as
we
an
go.
astronaut.
I have
For
not.
many
Ever.
years. He's
Never. I don't
alluded.
even like.
He's
I don't even
alluded.
like space.
He lets.
I don't even like it.
He lets the. But it's
No,
ironic because he lets the listenership
I do
kind of
not.
piece together that he was an astronaut and has been to space and he's been to Mars and he's been to the moon and he
I do
flies
not.
around with Elon Musk. Anyways, I'm just putting out his background for the listenership.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up. I've never said I was an astronaut. I don't even like space. I think the entire space military industrial complex is a farce and a scam.
Take it
And
back.
it can all be
No,
done.
you'll
And
take
it
it
can
back.
all be done. All of it, even NASA, even exploration, can all be done by the commercial industry.
I will
I think it's a
represent
giant fucking
Raytheon
scam.
and I will litigate against you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, great.
Litigate, sir.
Okay, so beyond that, we were talking about, can you shoot a gun in space? And the answer seems to be yes. We weren't exactly too we didn't have a steady foundation on our knowledge of
I thought maybe
space
asking the
guns.
Space Force guy would handle that. The guy in the Army who
What
like
do you
served
think
in
the Space
space.
Force do? You think they go out like space?
Yeah.
They're not
Is that your
Starship
job?
Troopers.
Is that your job?
Starship Troopers to shoot guns in space?
Well, this is a good,
No.
worthless discussion. If you're not shooting a laser in space, you shouldn't even be in space, dude. If you're shooting like a
Oh my
shotgun in
God.
space, you are fucked.
Don't think you need a laser. I don't think you need a laser because according to the research that we have done the last day, you and I both have done research into this. And yes, you can shoot a gun in space because each cartridge in a weapon, in a gun, each bullet cartridge has an oxidizer built in. So it has a form of oxygen, chemical oxygen, in smokeless powder. Is that what we call it? Smokeless powder?
You would want to use smokeless powder in modern times.
All modern times. But the oxidizer is nitrocellulose. And I can't remember what it is in gunpowder, like old school gunpowder. Saltpeter, charcoal. What's the other ingredient?
Those are
Oh,
all
God.
common ones.
Yeah.
We
Anyways,
import
so
a lot of our gunpowder from overseas, China, India.
yeah,
like
because
that.
nobody wants to deal with fucking gunpowder. Not NIMBY. Nobody wants that in their backyard.
Or it's not profitable enough. It's not Google. It's not Tesla. It's not
That's
Meta.
true. There's no margin.
You only make 1 penny off it. Like no one wants to do it.
Yeah, you're right.
Not high tech enough.
But because there's not enough oxygen in the the receiver when you shoot the gun, each cartridge has to have its own form of oxidizer, and that's why you could shoot it underwater. We were pretty clear that we knew that we could shoot it underwater because we've seen that.
Yeah, we had that knowledge. We've seen 007 movies. We know you could do that.
Of course, yes. But yes, you can also do it in space because for the same reason. But something that the BBC article that I just showed, let me pull it up again.
Around here, we call that the Bisbee Breakfast Club, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay. That's
There's
funny.
you. There's you on your promotion to Lieutenant Colonel.
Oh, God.
I took a selfie of you on Mars.
The title of this BBC Science Focus article is, "Can you fire a gun in space?" And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. But what this article fails to recognize and note is that in space, metals do something called cold welding, where because it gets hot, it gets cold in outer space. Pieces of metal will weld together. Also,
I knew that.
Also, lubricants will evaporate and outgas and disappear in space.
I was aware of that.
And the cartridge, and we talked about this. I'm pretty sure that some of the chemical components inside the cartridge will eventually outgas and dissipate in the vacuum of space. So what I'm saying is, yeah, you can shoot a gun in space, but you don't have a lot of time. It's not like you can store a gun and bullets.
Like
in
what
space.
I got? Do I got like a week?
Yeah, I don't know.
A day?
Maybe a day, depending on how. Like, is it outside the satellite? Is it on the outside in a rack or something?
So,
because it gets like 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and then when you go on the backside of the planet or the moon, then it's negative 250 degrees. So that delta,
that's the welding.
That's just the chemical physical delta of temperature.
So Star Wars and Star Trek
500 degrees
had it right. That's why you use lasers.
Fuck lasers. First of all, they don't exist. Second of all,
yeah, bro, lasers do exist. They use them on tanks in Ukraine to shoot down drones. Come on, get with it.
Has anybody ever fired a gun in space?
I want to see.
What do you think?
I bet you some people are going to Roger. Oh, yeah, bro, I did that.
What do you think?
I did that once and it's classified. I want some dude.
Soviets did it.
I want someone to say
research. I did some research.
So what happens to the dude firing it? Like, if it's just you, what's that recoil going to do in a non-gravity environment?
Ooh, now you're getting into Newton's, and I looked it up. It's Newton's second law.
Oh my God.
Opposite and equal reaction. So now you're getting into Newton's second law. Okay, take a look at this diagram. This is the Soviets' like 3-man space station.
Looks pretty cool.
Called the Almaz. They made 3 of these. They launched them in 1973, 74, 76, and they were only supposed to be out in space like 60 days. And I think the longest was about 45 days. 2 or 3-man crew, and they were just like collecting intelligence. They were like just manning space.
For 45 days.
Yeah. But one of these bad boys had a big ass gun on it. And I'm going to show you this video.
What are they going to shoot with it? Like an asteroid?
They were afraid of the Americans taking over shit in outer space because the Americans had something called the Man Orbiting Laboratory that started in 1962, the program. They never put men in these laboratories because eventually technology was so advanced that they could just use regular,
so they thought our
stuff.
Floating laboratory that we could never get anyone in it was going to take them over.
Well, yeah. Plus, we had plans to actually capture a Soviet satellite and bring it back to Earth. So the Soviets were probably rightly so suspicious and fearful of war in space. So what did they do? One of these bad boys, one of these satellites, these Almaz, they put a giant gun on it.
Like a 12 gauge?
No.
50 cal.
Well, it ended up to be a 50 cal. It started out as a 23 millimeter.
Well, that's a good size.
So 50 cal is 12.7, as we've noted on this podcast many times. Okay. And this was a 23 millimeter. So almost twice as big.
I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm not even sure what I'm seeing there.
Oh, I'm going to show you the video.
It looks like a giant like ion cannon.
Yeah. Check this out. This is the gun.
Oh, there it is.
That was on the space station.
Interesting.
Okay, let me go back because we just missed it. I'm just going to pause it on there. Check that thing out. That's a giant gun. Now, where did they get this gun? They just didn't invent it for outer space. They actually pulled it from the Tupolev Tu-22, the first supersonic bomber that the Soviets had in operation. Okay, this is the Tupolev, the Tu-22, the first supersonic bomber that the Soviets built. And if you see right there, look at the size of that gun in the back. That was a 23 millimeter gun. And for the space station, they pared it down to
radar guided, probably. Yeah.
Or visually. I don't know what that camera system here. Maybe that's a camera or something. closed circuit TV that they were using to aim it from the front. But they necked down the bullet to a 14.5 millimeter for the space station. Same gun, different barrel. Apparently, they almost the size of a 50 cal, a little bit bigger than a 50 cal. Now, it's interesting to note that this supersonic bomber went into production in 1962.
And they still use them today.
Well, they still had this vestige from World War II, right? The tail gunner, as if fighters were going to intercept you and then come from behind and then shoot you down. But by 1956, we had already developed air-to-air missiles. So the AIM-4 Falcon and the AIM-9 Sidewinder were already in development. So clearly, you're going to use that. You wouldn't use guns. You wouldn't. Why would you fly behind a big, giant, slow bomber, relatively slow bomber? This is just, the military-industrial complex lagging behind the real world, just like we see in Ukraine with tanks. The AIM-9 and the AIM-4 were crappy missiles. Here's a little side story for you, because it's Wowie Friday.
I was hoping you'd go a little deeper into that. Yeah, that's good.
We can talk about whatever we want, and here's the rest of the story. The AIM-4 and the AIM-9 were such crappy missiles with such a poor performance and hit ratio that in Vietnam, initially the F-4 Phantom fighter jet didn't have any guns on it at all because it was relying just on missiles. Because they're like, why would we need guns? We can shoot these things, from 5 miles away. Why do we need to get into a dogfight?
A backup?
It turns out, yeah. So they had to refurbish all the F-4 Phantoms with machine guns. And this fear continues, this fear of getting caught in a dogfight without adequate missiles. And that's why the F-35 has a fucking GAU on it. It's got a Gatling gun on it, even though there's no way it's ever going to be in a dogfight.
What's the GAU? We have 20 millimeter?
Oh, I think it's 25 millimeter.
I was going to say 25. That's
I don't know what the
substantial
different caliber of GAUs. We talked about this in the podcast, but the AIM-120 AMRAAM, Advanced Medium Range Air-to-Air Missile, the latest model goes about 125 miles.
That seems far to me.
I don't think you're going to need a machine gun. And that is the
controversy.
You
want a backup. No, dude, there's no controversy for me. You have a backup.
But do you realize how much engineering goes into just putting a machine gun on a jet? The weight, the vibration that you have to harden because of vibration, because you're shooting a machine gun, the space it takes up.
I'm going to say a lot.
That's all a engineering swap right there, size, weight, and power.
Based on my
trade-off.
Extensive experience in the infantry, I'm going to say a lot.
Yes, a lot. So that's the rest of the story. So yeah, they shot this gun after the cosmonauts had left that Almaz space station. They shot the gun as a test fire.
I think that's great.
And here's an interesting fact. To aim the gun, you had to move the entire space station. The booster rockets on the space station.
That's not so cool.
That's the method for aiming the gun, is move the entire space station, because the gun didn't rotate. What do you think about that?
I think that's pretty interesting. Sounds like a severe limitation on your weapon system.
Yeah. Well, the space race wasn't about who could spend the most money or who could waste the most money now.
Are you sure?
Putting stupid shit into outer space. It was really about which societies were more dominant. Which political systems were more dominant? Was it communism, socialism, capitalism? Eventually we won, right?
Ish. Yeah, we won. We won so much, and we're so dominant. We're afraid to confront Russia in Ukraine. That's how dominant we are. We hide with our tail between our legs, and afraid to stand up to the former Soviet Union. Yeah, that's how
Right.
much we won. Throwing that out
Exactly.
there for consumption.
Exactly. Like the myth that Putin uses that the eroding West is less, viable now than Russia and China. We're just falling into his narrative, right?
Although his narrative is complete dog shit. Russia is a train wreck of a society, and it's directly because of Putin and his lack of vision of anything. Only thing he has is make Russia great again. I'm going to rebuild the Soviet Union. I'm going to invade as many countries as possible to rebuild the Soviet Union. He has nothing intelligent to say about any aspect of making his society better other than invading Ukraine will solve all our problems.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're just falling into his narrative that China and Russia are better if the West is not able to support Ukraine.
Interesting point.
Able to follow through.
Interesting point.
Also, I'd just like to add this little jab in. It's the same thing about the Europeans saying that the United States is a dying superpower and other bullshit. Same thing.
Well, I'm not. Well, they can look at the Trump administration's tepid, lukewarm, weak response to Russia and Ukraine. That narrative carries some water. If you're actually a superpower that stands for anything, then you would make the effort to clown Russia when they invade a neighboring country for Putin's ego. This ain't complicated.
Yeah.
For me, it's not complicated.
I forgot to show this. To finish up can you shoot a gun in space? I forgot to show this. The Army the Army Research Directorate of R&D, Future Weapons Office.
That looks sophisticated.
Did classified. It was classified confidential, so it wasn't that classified.
1965?
I don't know.
June
71. 1970.
Well,
wait.
What dat number?
Oh, it was declassified.
Oh, that's what was declassified. My bad.
It was 1965. They did a study, and the title of this study, "The Meanderings of a Weapon-Oriented Mind When Applied in a Vacuum, Such as on the Moon." Basically, this study was shooting guns in outer space. And I will put the link to this document in the show notes, and you can read it yourself. Yeah, you can fire a gun in space. That was kind of a long.
Yeah, so we solved that. We answered that question, bro.
Yeah. And apparently, the bullet will go on for infinite distance because the universe is expanding. If that is true, so the bullet will never stop unless it hits a planet or the sun or whatever. So yeah, okay. Let's switch gears. War Week Friday. Let's start weaving. Starlink was out yesterday for 2.5 hours. Did you hear this? Do you have Starlink in Arizona?
Out where?
Just out. Outage.
Everywhere, globally?
Yeah, apparently. No, I don't think it was globally. I think it was just partial, but it might have been globally. But it is global. The title is Elon Musk Starlink Network Suffers Rare Global Outage. 2.5 hours.
If it's mechanical, it's going to break.
Yeah. Well, it's mechanical. But more interesting than that, I think, because it was cured in 2.5 hours.
You mean fixed?
Is this Reuters article that came out yesterday? And the title from Reuters, it's a special report. It's called Musk. The title is, quote, Musk ordered shutdown of Starlink satellite service as Ukraine retook territories from Russia. So basically, when Ukraine had the Kharkiv offensive in 2002 in late summer and early fall, as they approached Kherson City, Elon Musk ordered them to shut down parts of Starlink in Ukraine.
Why?
Well, they think, because we talked about this on the podcast before, is the Russians threatened to use a tactical nuclear weapon if their troops were surrounded and cut off on the east side.
I'd call their bluff
Of the Dnipro River.
I'll call their bluff. That's all Russia does is bluff. When they're in a weak position, they just run their mouths. But that's Leon Musk. That's him thinking he's a geopolitical genius and that he has all the answers and that he knows about managing, modern warfare. That's his narcissistic ego taking effect there. Where, I'll shut it down then to prevent Russia from doing that. Because Elmo was just a complete rookie, has no idea how Russia operates. The more they run their mouth, the more they're never going to do anything. If you're actually going to do something, you're just going to do it. But we've seen the nuclear saber rattling by Russia just ad nauseum. That's what they do. They try to scare you into giving in to what they want. It's called nuclear blackmail. And Musk fell for it. Musk falls for a lot of things. Just try to make cars, bro. Like, don't try to do this mental, geostrategic heavy lifting. Just try to make a better car. Let's just leave it at that.
He has a staff. Doesn't he have like an intelligence staff that works for him?
How intelligent are they?
Not that.
You got played by the Russians. Tell me how good your staff is.
Not that great. But as we've mentioned,
and he got played by Trump. But let's not go there.
Yeah, well, he's going to start his own political party. He'll take care of Trump.
The America Party. That supports tech innovation.
Yes.
As
we mentioned before on the podcast, Starlink is very important, at least in the tactical and operational sense for Ukraine.
Russians use it too.
They have been using it more in the last couple of years. Yeah. So they got on the train too. They realize how valuable it is to have communications anywhere.
Yeah, Musk supports it. Musk supports the Russian invasion. Lets them use Starlink.
Yeah. Well, when I was with the mortar team near Orikhiv, which is north of Robatny, they had 2 Starlink terminals, and they never left the wire without one. So yeah, everybody uses it. They have apps like Delta and other apps, and they communicate through things like Signal, sending chat messages.
Signal's secure. So you should use it.
Well, yeah, but people use it. Musk himself said, quote, "My Starlink system is the backbone of the Ukrainian army," end quote. He goes on to say, quote, "Their entire front line would collapse if I turned it off," end quote. And this was in March of this year.
I thought Europe was moving towards building a more robust satellite-based communication system.
There's a number of initiatives now to try to build,
to get off of,
to replicate Starlink. Yeah, a number of them are going to try to replicate this. But I think you're right.
I hope they do. Get off of Starlink. Get off it.
Yeah, you got to be weary of a single point of failure like Starlink. Especially if you're Ukraine, man, they must be trying to get European satellites, some other American company. Inmarsat has a program going to try and replicate this. So,
yeah, get off. Yeah, you want to get off of Musk. You want to get off as crazy. You want to get off a single point of failure for sure. But looks like it's going to take a minute.
Definitely not good. Stuff like this happens when it either goes down like it did yesterday,
right,
or Musk orders it turned off. Both of those scenarios are terrible, especially for Ukraine. Do you want to watch a video about Pokrovsk?
Yep.
Because apparently that is the hot spot now in the war. So this video has been going around the internet. It's basically a couple of guys driving their car in Pokrovsk and they get ambushed.
I saw the whole video. This is one part of like a 20-minute.
Yeah, I'm not going to show the whole video, but just
journalistic piece.
Yeah, let's watch this.
Ебать, тут, сука, пидорасы уже!
Did you get shot at? Yeah.
Apparently, yes.
on what? You are who?
The guy's wounded.
So that's the video. And then he gets out, and I guess they return fire. But it doesn't really tell you much about what's going on in Pokrovsk. It's just anecdotal. Yeah, those guys look like one of them, at least one of them got hit. They're all yelling, Blat, suka,
Now you're
davai.
rolling in a
Yeah.
soft skin vehicle. A car provides you no protection from bullets. Maybe from like a 9mm asterisk 5.56, 7.62. It is punching through everything in a car. Don't ever think driving in a soft skin vehicle, a regular car, provides you any protection from a bullet. It isn't. But that's the risk you take because you're not driving an armored vehicle. You get whacked by some recon patrol. It's going to go right through your window, going to go through the side of the car door. It's not going to save you. Cars don't save you.
You're vulnerable to everything on the battlefield, just like being on a motorcycle, just like walking.
They're lucky they walked away from that, drove away from it, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Well, Pokrovsk seems to be the hotspot now. There were 30 repelled Russian engagements this morning alone in Pokrovsk.
Sounds like a lot. I watched a documentary last night on this. Had a Kyiv Independent guy was there, journalist. Looks like Russia's largely trying to surround it, envelop it in a pincers movement, not trying to take it directly. Pokrovsk is a dead town. Most people have left. Some people don't want to leave. They're like, I'm going to die here. I was born here. I grew up here. I'm going to die here. I thought the documentary I saw was on a drone team. You want to discuss that, or are you already covering that, or what?
I think I saw the same one. Was it the commander? Maybe not. Maybe not.
Called
tell me.
Peaky Blinders team. I guess that's some British something reference, and they all wear like these British little flat hats.
Yeah, it was a show on Netflix about gangsters.
Okay, well, that's what they call themselves. But they were a daytime drone team. They're like, we just do daytime ops, and they're in Pokrovsk, and they're talking about, kind of how they do their job. They said I think they killed 106 dudes in the last 5 days. So, and I'm going to assume no loss from them. So it looks like they're getting about 20, 21 guys a day. And they said because the weather was so nice, it's like it's warm and sunny and, it's summertime. They said the Russians are really going to ground and hiding because they know it's perfect drone flying weather. So they're hiding. So it's hard for them to find dudes. Everyone's camouflaged. Everyone's dug in. They did, and they're dropping these little 40mm grenade bomblets that they kind of make themselves. But they work. And they're accurate, and they got these little quadcopters. They're flying with just one of these 40mm bomblets. They hit 2 guys carrying like a 5-gallon container of diesel fuel. That thing went up. One of the Russians caught on fire. I'm like, they nailed this guy perfectly. They also targeted a Starlink dish. It was camouflaged. They saw it. They hit the Starlink dish. So we know the Russians are using it. They were hitting guys just walking in the open, but they said they're only getting onesies and twosies. Seeing a couple guys flying out or going down on motorcycles. They're a little harder to hit, but they're timing it. So it's very interesting, these guys doing daylight ops and how they're targeting the Russians, and the Russians are hard to get. And then they rotated out, and a nighttime crew came in. So like, hey, we do daytime ops. These guys do nighttime ops. And they rotated through. They said the Russians use fiber optic drones more than them, although they use it too. They say it's more complicated. You don't want to break the line. They said Pokrovsk is covered in fiber optic lines from both sides, flying back and forth over it. A lot of EW out there. They were getting jammed, they think, by their own EW. Right, like you said before, sometimes they'll just fly a drone and they just lose contact. They're like, well, there goes that drone. EW got it. I don't know where it is. I can't recover it. So anyway, so you just get another drone up. But these drones come back and forth if they don't lose it. And they have all these batteries stacked to change. You fly one out, come back, change out the battery. You got one dude loading the 40 millimeter bomblets on it. It's a process. Boom, fly another one. They could fly. Each dude can fly as many missions as there is time in the day to bring it up, fly it out, do your target, come back, whatever that time is, 10, 20, 30 a day, each guy. And I've been doing some research about how these drones are replacing snipers on the battlefield. Tell me what a sniper is doing for you in Pokrovsk. If you're not on the zero line, it's a lot of risk. You take one or two shots. Each dude's flying 30 drones a day with no risk whatsoever.
Here's this kind of follows what you were saying. This is from 4 days ago in the Kyiv Post. And the title of this article is War Update. Ukraine's forces neutralize 200 Russian troops near Pokrovsk. And the subtitle is Russian launched 53 airstrikes, dropping 71 guided bombs and deploying 1,427 kamikaze drones. They also conducted 4,327 shelling attacks on Ukrainian positions in populated areas. Yeah. So Pokrovsk is the hotspot right now.
Well, when this journalist was there was no artillery. You're only getting a glimpse of this guy. It was drones. You hear the drones whining overheads. Probably most of them Ukrainians heading out, but some Russians heading in. Some glide bombs are being dropped as well. They tried to get these guys positioned. They thought it was about 100 meters off with their glide bomb, so they were okay. They went in their trenches. Didn't hear any artillery, maybe in the distance, but they're like, we're worried about drones and then glide bombs. But interesting that's going on. And I saw two documentaries. There's another guy, young guy sitting in a basement flying drones. He's got the goggles on, and also saw a video of a Ukrainian drone flying in a Russian trench system. Trench system was pretty extensive. Russians really dug in. And this dude's flying it like the last attack in Star Wars in the Death Star. Like, this guy's a skilled drone operator, going down the trench, changing levels, taking turns, looking into bunkers and keep going. You're like, wow, this dude's a pro. Took him like a minute. Why what?
Why is he driving in the trench? Why doesn't he just fly above
for
it?
Russians to kill because they got top cover and camouflage netting and logs.
He was underneath the net.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Yeah, thanks for playing.
Okay.
Anyways, it took him about a minute, but I mean, the skill of this, the skill to do that flying, and then he finds some poor dude at the end. Like, the guy's like staring at him, like, bro, you don't know that's an enemy drone in your trench?
Surprise!
For you? Dude's dead. But anyways, and then you compare that to the embarrassing video we saw that the Army took down of them dropping M67 frag grenades at Hohenfels. And you're like, dude, you are years behind these guys.
Well,
years.
We talked about it before, but those FPV drones are hard to fly. They don't have, a Mavic, like a commercial Mavic that costs $1,000. Those have stabilization. They stabilize for you. No, but FPV drones, you have to actually fly them, and they're hard to fly. So if he's flying through trenches,
a champ.
That's legit.
You're watching this
legit
guy.
Skill.
He's like young 20. He's got tats all over him. Hey, it doesn't matter. But that was just like the military struggles to bring in talented technical people. Because they have orange hair, nose rings, they look all fucked up, and the Army doesn't want to hire them, right? You got to take what you got. If a dude's like orca fat eating a bag of Doritos and can fly a drone like a motherfucker, that's the dude you got to hire. It doesn't matter. If you got drone flying skills, I don't care what you look like or whatever. You need to fly the drones.
That's the next United States Army-wide media campaign. We want fat kids that can fly drones. It's just like Army of One. We just want one fat kid that can fly a drone.
We don't care what you look like.
We don't care if you're fat.
Hair.
You don't have to pass an APFT.
Nope.
What is it called now? What do you call it?
ACFT, Army Combat Fitness Test.
You don't have to pass an ACFT.
My son's taking his first ACFT on Monday. He's trying to get into the Arizona National Guard. So
It doesn't matter.
take
Can
a
you
test.
fly a drone? That's the important thing.
Yeah, if he practiced, he probably could. I think our kids have all these innate skills. But anyways, yeah, for these drone operators, it doesn't matter who you are. If you have the wherewithal to fly this stuff with your goggles on, it's all that matters. And like I said, drones are putting artillery out of business. They're putting snipers out of business.
Yeah.
It's low risk or no risk, and you get a lot of results from it.
Doesn't matter until they find you, and then they start attacking you, and
You
you
got
gotta
issues.
run.
You better bounce.
Now you're in trouble because you're really good at video games.
Electric
You're really
scooter,
bad
bro.
at running.
Electric scooter.
You're really bad at lifting yourself up over that wall and then running away. And that's
Electric
why
scooter, bro. Doesn't matter.
everything's cool until it's not.
ATV.
Hey, war weave. We're gonna weave. Let's talk about this. I thought this was interesting. This is a long conversation. We will not have the long conversation.
Is this
about
a South Park video?
No, we're not going to watch the South
my
Park
bad.
video.
I didn't know.
Look, the title of this, and this is from EuromaidanPress.com. Frontline report. Russia plans to import 1 million Indian workers as war drains domestic labor pool. Wow. Russia's going to import.
This contradicts your dead Russian fallacy. I'm sorry, it does a little bit. I want you to come to grips with this.
I think it may support it or it may refute it, depending on how you look at it. Yes, the Russians need people, but these people are ostensibly going to work in factories.
Okay, bro.
Because what happens is they say, they recruit people from Cameroon to come to Russia to make 10 times their normal wages in a factory. And then they get to Russia and lo and behold, here's your camo. Here's your, 1956 AK-47.
But this further supports the narrative, the thesis that Russia is running out of bodies. That one, they are taking tremendous casualties. That the Ukrainian estimates of Russian casualties is probably pretty accurate. Russia is struggling. They are running out of co-opted, non-Caucasian, white Russians in the cities with political influence. They're running out of these expendable, impoverished dudes who mean nothing to Russian society or the Kremlin and the oligarchical Ponzi scheme that runs Russia. Hey, dude, you got to bring in dudes to run the factories. Just like in the U.S. in World War II, when everyone signed up and bounced, we brought in millions of Mexicans to work agriculture, to work the railroads, to work manufacturing, because the able-bodied males left. So you got a problem in Russia now. You want to make Russia great again, or you want to make Russia Indian again? Now you're going to have a demographic problem where you're bringing in all these foreign workers. I don't know if you know this, but like white Russians, and I'm not talking Belarus, aren't that tolerant of others who aren't like them. Maybe you don't know this, or maybe this is like a news flash to you, but like the multiculturalism shit doesn't fly for the white Russian power elites who wants everyone to look like them and be like them.
Honestly, it's the same exact in Ukraine. They're a pretty homogenous society.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's tons of instances. I remember watching like soccer games and them like doing racist chants against like African leagues that were playing against them. Interesting. But hey, Russia, you got a demographic problem. You got a manpower problem. You got a labor problem. You got a manufacturing problem. Maybe all these casualties you're losing that Ukraine says you are, they're spot on. That's why you brought North Koreans in. When you've got to bring in mercenaries, you don't have enough people to do it yourself. You got a problem, and it's going to accelerate.
Yep, Russia's got a problem. They're going to need more. I'm surprised it wasn't Chinese. I expected a million. Yeah, I expected a million Chinese before a million Indians. But you know what? Guess what? India is not. They're not our friend. They're not our buddy.
What do you want to bet? Chinese
the BRICS
have better job opportunities in China than Russia. They're like, are you kidding me? We don't need to go to Russia for anything.
Let's switch gears again. because it's Wowie Friday. Here's an article from the Telegraph. And
Interesting.
I found it on Yahoo, but it's from the Telegraph. A fully Chinese-made drone found in Ukraine for the first time is
Interesting.
the title. And it is a Shahed type. It looks like
It's a knockoff.
a 131, one of the smaller Shaheds. And there's Chinese components in the Russian Shaheds, but this is apparently the first time they found an entire Chinese Shahed. I know that the one version of the Chinese Shahed was called the Sunflower. I don't know if that's that drone in the picture, but guess what? Full, complete Chinese drones have been in Ukraine since 2016. It's called the Mavic. It's made by DJI in China. There's plenty of whole Chinese drones all over Ukraine. This is the first loitering strategic kind of Shahed drone, though.
If China can make a buck off this war, China's going to make a buck off this war. If a Chinese manufacturer can sell this to either side or both to make a buck, what do they care? They're going to make a buck.
Right. Yeah. Yep. China doesn't care. You're right. You're absolutely right. And again, China is not our friend either. Part of the BRICS.
They're a competitor.
Not our friend.
Well, when I go to the BRICS, I don't know. You're talking Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa.
Not our friends.
Well,
none of them.
Brazil isn't? Like, they're our enemy?
Maybe. Well, maybe under Trump's administration, yes.
Now, the BRICS.
Sort of.
China would like BRICS to be more than what they are. They would like them to be NATO-like. Okay, bad example, but I don't have any other example. They want them to be a contiguous, powerful political entity that pulls weight. And to date, largely, they don't.
They're never going to be NATO.
Say it,
because
South
they're not
Africa,
dysfunctional enough.
Yeah, South Africa isn't going to put itself out financially, like to squeeze the U.S. because China wants them to. They're going to continue to do their own national interests first. But could you say that about anything? You look at the train wreck of NATO and Hungary and all these, and Czech Republic. Like, you can make the same argument. I'm going to follow my national interests first, and then the larger interests second. But China's been chipping away, man, for 20 plus years, trying to make BRICS something bigger and more influential, and they control a lot of resources and a lot of commodities. And
we'll see. We'll see. We shall see.
Well, when Russia, one of the big members of the BRICS, is basically getting slapped around like a piñata in Ukraine, there may not be a whole lot of people shaking in their boots with BRICS.
Well, I'm just concerned about the material support.
Yeah, they make a buck off it. They're going to send it.
Well,
Chinese golf carts, when do we see ammunition.
Well, they Chinese don't care. Tanks. How about Chinese tanks or Chinese fighter jets? When do we start seeing that?
They are going to be embarrassed when they get clowned like every other tank and every other plane on the zero line has gotten clowned. Send your junk. And it may be a little embarrassing when you find out your stuff is no better than the Russian shit. Nothing beats a Stinger. Nothing beats a Javelin.
Guess who's sending tanks into battle now?
North Korea.
Well, we're going to segue into this.
Dude, why are you going to Southeast Asia, bro?
Wait, because it's modern conflict. We have to touch on, and this is the conflict du jour. Cambodia and Thailand. So the title of this New York Times article is "Thousands Flee Deadly Fighting Between Cambodia and Thailand."
Can't we all just get along?
Yeah, but apparently a Thai soldier stepped on a landmine, and then Thailand responded, and then it kind of escalated.
Oh, that's not good.
And then Cambodia launched a couple of BM-21 Grad rockets across the border,
fighting in World War II.
Indiscriminately hit a gas station, killed a kid. It's all this stuff.
Drama.
So then the Thais sent an F-16 to bomb some shit. But guess what? Guess what else both sides used?
Drones.
What do you think the first drones?
FPV
drones they pulled out. Yeah. So here we go.
I bet you they don't know how to use them at all.
I bet they do.
What?
I mean, look at this. Here we go. Just you
I don't
can
know
see
what
it
I'm
just going
watching.
down.
Oh, that's
It's
the
just a
thing.
big drone. It's just like a Baba Yaga type drone. It's just
It
dropping
looks
shit.
big.
Yeah.
Who's
It must
operating
be
that?
pretty
Is
big.
that Thailand or Cambodia?
I think watch this one. Wow,
That's a
what was
pretty
that?
big. You might want to get the drone a little higher up, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a
Oh,
great segue. I have a video I'm going to show at the end of the podcast about why you want your drone higher up. But yeah, just dropping
they're
shit.
okay.
And
I
then
think the drone blew itself
I
up?
think it started on fire right there.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
At the end
Interesting.
there, I think it started on fire. Why? Because it was too close to the explosion. Why was it too close? Because it wanted to be accurate. So it was
They
too
don't know
low
what
because
they're
it wanted to be
doing.
accurate. Hey, better than the U.S. Army, right?
Oh,
At least they didn't drop a
yeah.
grenade from
Right.
a $40,000, piece of shit drone. All right, so that's but both sides are sending tanks. The Cambodians have T-55s. I think the Thais have like some M60s.
T-55? Are you kidding me?
No.
How are they even running?
And then the Thais have M60s, Sherman.
That's sad.
Yeah.
No, M60 Patton.
Oh, Patton, sorry. Yes, you're
I think
right.
the Patton was a decent tank, but I mean, we use those in Vietnam for road clearing.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Well, Thailand also has some Chinese, apparently the VT4 Chinese tank, which is a newer model tank. So who knows? It doesn't matter because these guys are going to probably get blown up by FPV drones or a big Baba Yaga drone.
But all we're seeing them is dropping munitions. We haven't seen a truly FPV drone.
I have not seen a video of the Cambodians or the Thais flying FPV drones.
So I find that interesting. Like I haven't seen that in Gaza. I haven't seen Hamas doing that.
Not too much. Not too much in Gaza.
Like nothing. I know Israel uses drones for a lot of things, reconnaissance. They put a rifle on the drone. They have like aerial sniping. Haven't seen Hamas use much FPV drones.
The Israelis have drones on point when they patrol. So they have a drone right in front of the squad.
Right. And you should, and that's what the U.S. should get to. You should go nowhere that a drone hasn't been first. A cheap, easily operated drone. Like, don't go unless the drone's gone first. Just throwing it out there.
Drone first. Always drone first. Hey, Warweave. This is an article from the Kyiv Independent. Came out yesterday. Ukraine's ex-top general, Zaluzhny, warns war with Russia could last until 2034.
I like it.
2034.
I like it. I like him preparing people mentally for the long war.
Valery Zaluzhny, he was the commander-in-chief until he got a lateral promotion, I guess, to
he's in England. That's what
they call it.
He's in England.
He's the ambassador to the UK from Ukraine.
Good.
He was
good. Do 2 years and
he
move
was
on.
responding. He was responding to the kind of bullshit peace talks in Istanbul yesterday and today. Not going to go anywhere. He said, look, the only way to defeat Russia basically is to dismantle Russia. That's basically what he said.
Thank you. Some logic and reason compared to like the babble coming out of the U.S. and the Trump administration. I'm not sure the Biden administration was much better. You defeat Russia in combat in the field. Anything else is fantasy. Like, just go play Dungeons and Dragons, bro, with like a 48-sided die, and you're like a magic user. Yeah. Fireball. Because that's about the intellectual level you're at if you think there's any other way to handle Russia right now. Just my opinion. Yeah. It should be yours.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a kind of a joke.
I think the only way you're going to beat these assholes is just keep pounding them into submission.
You defeat them in combat. That's it. If you're thinking any other way,
2034.
You're a clown. Good.
Did he listen to the podcast last week when I said I think we're going to settle into a 10-year war here?
Full disclosure.
What?
He and I text. He asked me for advice, strategic advice, strategery.
And you repeated what I said on the podcast that
bro,
we're
original
settling
content,
into
bro.
10 years more of war.
Original content. No, don't hang that on
Okay.
me. What
I
T-shirt are
just
you
said
wearing?
that last week.
What T-shirt are you wearing?
Fuck communism.
Dude, it's like a brilliant red. It's like Robin red shirt.
It's because it's the Soviet
eye-catching.
red color, and it says "fuck communism."
Do you remember?
And fuck Russia.
Yeah,
Yes.
fuck all of them. Do you remember that one video? That doesn't narrow it down. With some dickhead in a Russian tank had the communist flag flying like behind it. Do you remember that video from like a year ago? Like it went viral. This asshole had a communist flag, like the CCP, bright red, gold, fly, and then it just got clowned by
it got
10
blown up.
different drones. But I'm like, dude, it's make Russia great again, dude. That's what this is all about.
Well, we could have a whole episode on Stalinism and the revival of Stalinism in Russia. Stalin Friday. We're not going to call it that for sure. Okay, let's end on some happy news. Let's end on some happy, good, feel good news. This is from Medusa, a great website, Medusa.
They got good stuff, dude.
Yeah, they do. It's all about Medusa's all about what's happening inside Russia.
Kadyrov,
so
no
the
talent,
title,
butt plug.
The title of this
Kadyrov, what a
is
shithead.
Ramzan Kadyrov reportedly hospitalized after nearly drowning on vacation in Turkey.
What a dumb fuck.
So our favorite fucking idiot, the president of Chechnya,
fucking moron,
Ramzan Kadyrov. Apparently, he was vacationing. He was swimming in the Black Sea. I don't know where he was swimming in Turkey. And then he almost drowned because he's on his deathbed anyways.
That's too bad. Couldn't he just do everyone a favor and kick the bucket? What's the last video you showed of this dipshit with the Cybertruck?
On the Cybertruck.
And he had like all the ammo draped over an ammo shirt. His fat ass.
I think that was last week. It might have been this week. We just showed that.
His fat, lazy ass hasn't seen a day of combat in his life. Have you seen his
classic video?
Have you seen his dipshit kids like training on the range with like their personal weapons advisor? You seen any of those videos? He's got like his dumpy little purple-haired gamer bro kids like trying to like learn tactics. The funniest thing I ever saw this dumb motherfucker, and there's a lot of them, was him like on this sand table, like looking at a map with one of his generals, like moving his troops when they invaded Ukraine or whatever. I'm like, dude, it's like right outside the palace. It's like a little strip of lawn. Like, he's not in Ukraine. He's like trying to show he's in Ukraine right now, planning out his troops. Like, I use like better like map and sand tables than ROTC in the fucking 80s, bro. And they had this dipshit trying to show he's Napoleon commanding my troops at the front lines. All made up. What an idiot.
I love the videos of like these guys that act like ninjas. They're putting on a display, special ops display.
You're talking about
and they're running around. Well, the Chechens do it too. They're running around and they're jumping and doing high kicks and jumping off of tires and shit.
Russia likes to do that shit too. The Spetsnaz like to do that all the time. I was like, that's probably really what you do because you're a walking clusterfuck.
And shoot your ballistic knife.
Yeah, right.
And shoot your ballistic knife.
Oh, look, we're jumping through fire because that's what the battlefield's like. Dude, I'd never jumped through fire in my life. A fucking battlefield. Like what? The building's on fire?
I think you don't want to jump through fire.
Yeah, like what are you doing, dude?
The objective is not to jump through the fire.
And they'll break boards, and like I never broke a board in my life, and in a war zone. Like maybe I was doing it wrong.
Not with that attitude.
I got it. Maybe I got a bad attitude. That's why. That's why I never got promoted. My attitude was for shit.
That's it. You got to break a board or two.
Attitude was for shit.
You mean business.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mean business.
You actually touched on this. I'm going to show this video.
I never touched it
right now. This video right here.
Oh, my bad.
Boop. And the title is.
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Okay, this is a thermal video, but the title is Have you ever seen a drone drop a grenade? ? On a Russian pontoon crossing.
What?
And let's just watch the video, and I'll tell you why I thought this video was so interesting.
Dude, this is
and you
whack.
touched on it earlier.
I can't even process this. I think that
Turn
was a
off
bomb.
the music.
I don't even know what I'm looking at. Is that the pontoon?
Pontoon bridge, yes.
Oh, that was a big explosion.
Yeah, big explosion. But let's watch it again right here.
The bridge is still there, though.
Well, part of it.
You got to drop another one, dog. He's
Look,
really
right
close.
There. Did you see that?
Yeah. What
Did
am I
you see
seeing?
that?
What am I seeing? I don't know what I'm seeing.
That's a parachute on the munition of the drone. That's the first time I have seen that in Ukraine
I don't see
combat
a parachute.
videos. Yeah, watch closely. Right here, boom, the parachute opens up.
But you don't see it because it's thermal.
You barely. I mean, it's
quick. Sees through it.
It's right. Ready? Boom! Parachute opens up.
But the munition goes invisible.
Well, it's a black on a black background, so yeah.
So slows it down, makes it more accurate.
Right. Well, the point, and we talked about it just like 10 minutes ago, the drone operator wants to get really close so it's accurate.
And then move out.
If you're too close, your drone's going to get exploded when the ordnance, because that was a huge explosion.
Yeah.
So they put a parachute on it so the drone had time to escape. Same way that the U.S. the U.S. Air Force drops really big bombs with parachutes, so they can fly away so they don't get trapped and blow up their little Air Force. But I thought that was a very interesting video. I had not seen that technique.
That's a fine
used
tactical point.
Yes.
For people who've been doing this for a long time and know like the intricacies of this. Yeah, that's what that shows. Interesting.
And so
good
there are
job
a lot of
finding that. Good job finding that.
I stumbled across it, but I don't think anyone noticed that the important part of that video is the parachute.
It looked like it disappeared. I couldn't even see what you were saying. It's like, I see the bomb.
You had to watch
and
very
I
closely
don't.
and watch it a couple times. But that's the important part of that video, and I don't think anybody's picked up on that.
So can I emphasize that's the kind of detail and analysis we bring to the table on this show.
That's right.
You ain't getting this anywhere else, bro.
You're not just getting guys that have trolled Telegram and pulled all the videos out and put it on their Twitter site.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Which is what 99% of all the war bloggers do.
Garbage podcasters.
No, we go that extra mile. And there are a lot of videos now, with the title, "Have you ever seen a drone drop a grenade?" There are a lot of videos. It's referencing the U.S. Army video entitled, "Have you ever seen a drone drop a grenade?"
So the U.S. Army is now getting trolled virally for being 10 years behind everyone else. Oh, look, there's a drone. Aim the tank cannon in the sky. Shoot the drone with a canister round. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Here's just a feel-good video. This is a video of a Russian armored column.
Dude, it's got to be from a year ago.
No. It's modern. I mean, it's contemporary.
No one does this anymore.
Look, this, by the way, this is in Zaporizhia. We forget about Zaporizhia.
I haven't heard about that for a minute, yeah.
Robotny and Orkiv and all those places. Still going on. The war's still going on in the Southern Front. This is just a video of a Russian column.
Oh, what happened? That's a big explosion.
Just got blown up.
With what? Landmine?
Who knows? I think it's a missile. I thought it was a javelin.
The explosion afterwards. Oh, it got every round inside took off. Oh my God.
Yeah. But look, these guys are the Ukrainians are just teeing off on these guys because they can, look at that. Oh,
Russian
there's
flag?
your T-55.
CCP?
What kind of tank was
that?
T-55? I don't know. It looked like an old piece of shit.
Dude, that
looked pretty old.
Dirt road in the middle of open field around lunchtime.
Ooh. Yes, exactly.
Dude, you're dog meat. That's a suicide mission.
Nothing changes in the Russian army.
Dude,
idiots.
In the Eastern Front in Ukraine, in daylight in a tank? Dude, did someone not get the memo? Dude, you're fucking dead. You're dead in a minute, dude.
You move, they'll see you, and they're going to kill you. That is the rule. The rules of the Ukraine war. You can't assemble anywhere. Once you move in a column, they'll see you 20 kilometers away, and then they're going to kill you. So
the zero line is 20 clicks deep.
Idiots.
You can't move, dude.
idiots.
But the U.S. Army has nothing to learn from this, and the
Yeah.
tank is still alive. It would have been different if it was Abrams.
This last video is just basically the SBU showing videos of just killing Russians with drones.
Open field. He's
That's
throwing
it.
something. He's what's he throwing?
He's gonna throw something at the drone. Let's
Poor
see what happens.
guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
think
what
it
else
worked
can
out
you
for him.
do?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's it. This video is
Dude,
just a
12
feel-good
gauge.
video about Russians dying
You got to see it though.
from
You
FPV drones.
got to see the front line stuff.
No
They're in the
Russians
open.
were injured in the making of this film.
Oh yeah, take out the vehicle. That guy might have been okay.
Look at that. These drones hit these guys right in the body.
Oh my god.
Like they could be proximity hits.
Dude, ATV. Oh, dude.
Don't stop, never stop running. You have to zigzag like an alligator.
You got to zigzag, dude.
You got to zigzag. Oh, this guy's super slow.
Oh,
he's
wearing
tired.
A backpack. You got to drop the backpack, dude.
Oh, are you tired, Cupcake?
Oh,
You got to keep running.
there's nowhere to go. You're in an open field. Oh, ATV, you done, bro.
No. Hey, listen, if
Motorcycle.
you like the Flash Traffic podcast, and we know you do, can you forward this to someone that you know
We're
that
very intellectual.
doesn't like the Russians? You must know somebody out there that doesn't like the Russians
Caution.
or the Chinese or the Indians
You
or
probably-
all of them.
You probably want
Or
to
the
send
South
this to your
Africans.
scientist friends. This is very
That's right.
technical,
Yep.
very intellectual, very scientific.
Send it
Talk
to your
about
smartest
space.
friend. Send this podcast to the smartest people you know.
Basically, someone who's a professor at a
To
university.
let them
They wanna hear
know that
this.
you're smart too because you watch the Flash Traffic podcast.
If you listen to our show for a year, you should get some kind of degree out of this.
That's
Masters in science or something. I'm
right.
guessing.
I'm thinking at least a certificate of achievement.
GI Bill should cover this.
That's
just
right.
saying.
Oh, I see a business opportunity. Maybe these are online classes. Maybe this isn't a podcast. This is just like an online class.
It's
of
education.
Modern
yeah.
conflict.
Yep.
Hey, big announcement. Big announcement for all our loyal listeners out
You're
there.
getting married.
Dude, we need to come up with a name. You know how like podcasters always have a name for their loyal listeners, like their society or whatever. We can call them the Flashers. Either the Flashers
We
or
got
the
to come up with something
Traffickers.
better than that.
Maybe the Traffickers.
We're the traffickers.
Either one is not good. Neither of those is very palatable. Flasher or Traffickers. I say Traffickers.
Yeah, I like
Although
traffickers.
Okay. All the Traffickers out there, we have a special announcement for you. There will be no podcast or video podcast for the
What?
next week.
No, dude.
You know this.
No.
Don't act surprised. Don't
This
act
is
surprised. Unless
unconscionable.
Eric wants to do it solo, which
Oh,
I'm
dude, that's a
totally
train
cool with.
wreck. That's a train
I'm
wreck.
totally okay with that. I will be on vacation. Eric will be writing more on his book, his sniper book, religiously. But I will be on vacation. I'm not going to tell you where I'll be, but it has water. But we'll be back.
The Black Sea.
Yes, it's the Black Sea. Exactly. We'll be back not next week, but the week after that. So a week off for all you traffickers out there.
Yeah, guys, do your research, watch videos, documentaries. Let's get smart on this.
That's right. And comment. Send in your comments.
Yeah.
If you want us to change something.
Yeah.
If you want me to wear more tank tops, because Eric is getting all the flesh.
It's helpful. It's helpful if your comments have a high degree of profanity.
Oh man.
That is preferable.
Please comment on that. Please comment on what Eric just did. Yes, comment on that. And I'll make that the icon for the episode.
Skinny fat Eric. That's our icon.
Dad bod Eric. All right. Great. Okay, that's enough. You make me throw up a little bit in my mouth. Okay, good chat.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Flash Traffic Podcast.